I felt like I had to protect myself from being hurt from people that I love. But I couldn't figure out how I was going to make it. The role, she was like, treat people how you want to be treated. And that is always how I think about it.
Yeah.
All right, so you pulling it back? Ready?
Okay, I don't know how to do this.
You just go like this and you pull this way.
Yeah, pull it back. Follow easier. Sheesh.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's. Sheesh.
It's crazy.
Nah, in person?
Like, bro, you know, you're not doing too bad yourself. You come through and shut it down every single time. Tell me what you both are looking forward to tonight.
Just having fun and seeing a lot of people we haven't seen in a long time. You know, this is a night of art, supporting the Met as artists and collectors ourselves, and we just want to have fun and just have that New York state of mind.
Of course, you have so many big New York records.
Alicia Keys might have just flipped her own love story on its head, because the whispers aren't whispers anymore. They're explosive accusations. Word on the streets is that Alicia isn't just side-eyeing rumors about her husband Swizz Beatz and Lala Anthony. She's flat out accusing Lala of being secretly engaged to him. And if you think this is just petty gossip, think again. Alicia allegedly dropped this bomb in a way that made sure the whole world heard it, sparking a scandal that feels less like a random outburst and more like a messy, years-long chess game finally blowing up in public. Old photos, cryptic captions, secret texts. Suddenly, everything people ignored before is starting to make a twisted kind of sense. But here's the catch. The deeper you look, the less this looks like a simple cheating rumor, and the more it looks like history repeating itself, with Alicia standing on the wrong side of karma. It looks like Alicia Keys just lit the match that could burn down her entire fairy tale, because she didn't just clap back at whispers about her marriage. She went straight for the jugular. Sources say Alicia publicly accused Lala Anthony of being secretly engaged to her husband Swizz Beatz. Yes, you heard that right. Not just flirting, not just sneaking around, but allegedly planning a whole future together behind her back. And this wasn't some quiet behind-the-scenes shade. Alicia made sure her words carried, flipping what used to be hushed blog chatter into a full-blown bombshell scandal. Now, here's where it gets even messy, eh? Because once you peel back the surface, this doesn't look like some random outburst from a jealous wife. The way Alicia dropped this accusation feels calculated, like the last move in a chess game that's been going on for years. Old photos, cryptic captions, mysterious meetups. All the puzzle pieces that people ignored before suddenly click into place, painting a picture that's way bigger than just one messy rumor. And if you think this came out of nowhere, think again. This drama has roots stretching back more than a decade, and Alicia may be realizing she's not just fighting betrayal in the present. She's watching history repeat itself in the most brutal way. The second Alicia's accusation hit the air, the internet went nuclear. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, every corner of social media lit up like a bonfire, and everybody had something to say. Some fans were gasping in disbelief. Others were clowning with memes, and a whole lot of people were quick to remind Alicia that what goes around really does come around. One viral tweet read, Alicia Keys talking about Lala? Child, it's called karma, baby. The same way you got him is the same way you're losing him. You could almost hear the side eye dripping through the screen. And that's when the internet detectives clocked in for their shift. People started digging through old posts, pulling up throwback interviews, and resurfacing paparazzi shots that suddenly looked a whole lot different in hindsight. Fans remembered the early days of Alicia and Swizz, back when he was still tied to his ex-wife Masanda, and the accusations that he and Alicia overlapped before the ink on that divorce was even dry. So now, instead of just seeing Lala as the intruder in Alicia's marriage, folks are connecting the dots and saying this is the exact same cycle playing out all over again. Only this time, Alicia is the one being blindsided. The comment sections turned into history lessons overnight. Side-by-side photos of past scandals, screenshots of cryptic captions, even receipts from old radio shows started flying around like digital evidence boards. People weren't just gossiping, they were building timelines, piecing together years of subtle hints, and calling this entire situation a karmic rerun of 2010. And the suspense? It only kept climbing, because the deeper the internet dug, the clearer it became. Alicia's accusation wasn't just a bombshell, it was the spark that cracked open a vault of receipts the public had been sitting on for years. But here's the thing. This isn't the first time Lala Anthony's name has been tied to Swizz Beatz. If you rewind just a few years, the whispers were already swirling, and back then it wasn't just random gossip blogs stirring the pot. Radio host Ms. Jones actually went on record claiming she got a DM from someone inside Swizz's own camp. And what did that message say? That Lala was in love with Swizz, but he'd made it clear he wasn't about to leave Alicia for her. Now, if that's true, it means the tension was bubbling way before Alicia's latest accusation ever hit the streets. Of course, Swizz didn't just sit back and let that slide. He jumped straight into damage control mode, popping up in the comments like a man possessed, typing out that now infamous, knock at the F*** off line for the whole world to see. And for a while, people bought it. The narrative shifted. Suddenly, he wasn't a man caught in a messy love triangle. He was a loyal husband defending his wife against slander. But the thing about Swizz? He never stops at words. He knows how to perform love in a way that keeps the public hypnotized. Right after the rumors started heating up, he went into full love-bombing mode with Alicia. We're talking birthday extravagance, studio dedications, even lyrical shout-outs. The biggest flex? A $300,000 custom Maybach that took months to even be delivered. A car so over the top, fans joked it was less of a gift and more of a bribe with leather seats. And looking back now, people are wondering if those grand gestures weren't just about celebrating Alicia, but distracting her, and all of us, from the smoke already rising behind the scenes. Because when you line it up, it almost feels like a pattern. Every time LA's name floated into the picture, suddenly Alicia was being drowned in displays of love, so loud it silenced the whispers. But now that Alicia herself is pulling LA's name into the spotlight again, those old gifts, those big declarations, they don't look like romance anymore. They look like cover-ups. After those early whispers, Swizz Beatz didn't just deny the rumors. He practically launched a full-blown campaign to prove to the world, and to Alicia, that their love was untouchable. He smothered her in the kind of affection most women only see in movies. We're talking love bombing on a superstar scale. The Maybach wasn't even the half of it. He was flooding her with custom jewelry, surprise vacations, and public displays of affection, so loud they felt choreographed for maximum effect. And then came the music. Swizz didn't just buy her expensive gifts. He turned their relationship into an entire soundtrack. He hit the studio and worked her name in his songs, teaming up with rappers to drop bars praising her beauty, her legacy, even calling her the R&B Rosa Parks. It wasn't just romance, it was branding. A carefully constructed narrative of the perfect love story, reinforced every time he posted a gushy caption, every time he appeared at her side, every time he made sure the world saw him celebrating his queen. But here's the part fans can't stop debating. Was this really about love, or was it a smokescreen? Because when you put those moments side by side with the timeline of rumors, the pattern is hard to ignore. Every time whispers about Lala resurfaced, every time Alicia's trust was in danger of cracking, Swizz would swoop in with another grand gesture, another Maybach, another studio shout-out, another over-the-top declaration that drowned out the noise. To the outside world, it looked like a man hopelessly devoted to his wife. But to the internet detectives watching closely, it started to look more like a PR play. Like Swizz wasn't just managing his marriage, he was managing the narrative. And that raises the uncomfortable question, was Alicia being showered with love or distracted from the truth? Just when people thought the drama couldn't get any messier, a new twist hit the timeline like gasoline on an open flame: pregnancy rumors. Word on the curb is that Swizz Beatz may have fathered a child outside his marriage. But here's the kicker. It allegedly wasn't with Alicia, and it wasn't with Lala either. According to whispers, the other woman is said to be a white girl that nobody saw coming. The internet practically lost its mind. Fans were commenting things like, wait, Swizz's side chick is pregnant, and she's white? "Oh, Alicia Keys, girl." The shockwave spread instantly because this wasn't just another cheating rumor. It was a whole new layer of betrayal. But then, as always with celebrity scandals, the story started to bend. Some fans weren't buying the mystery woman narrative at all. Instead, theories started flying that this pregnancy rumor was nothing more than a diversion, an intentional misdirection cooked up to keep one very familiar name out of the headlines. That name, of course, was Lala Anthony. People began whispering that maybe there wasn't a new woman at all, that maybe Lala was the one quietly in the picture all along, and the white girl rumor was just a smokescreen to shield her. And that's when a mess really started piling up. Because if Lala is the hidden figure behind the pregnancy buzz, that changes everything. Suddenly, Alicia's accusations don't sound like a jealous rant. They sound like the pieces of a puzzle finally snapping into place. Think about it. The old DMs, the lingering looks, the public denials, the lavish distractions, and now this alleged baby. When you connect all those dots, it doesn't look like random chaos. It looks like a slow burn scandal that's been unfolding in plain sight for years, while the public was too distracted by love bombs and PR stunts to see it clearly. Now the question hanging in the air is almost too messy to say out loud. Was this really a random fling gone wrong? Or has Lala been the hidden player in this entire saga from the very beginning? Because if it's the latter, then Alicia isn't just facing betrayal. She's staring down a storyline that makes her whole marriage look like one giant cover-up. And here's where it gets almost poetic. Because if this story sounds messy, that's only because history is repeating itself. Let's rewind to how Alicia and Swizz even became Alicia and Swizz in the first place. Back in the late 2000s, Swizz was still legally married to Mas Honda Tefrere, the mother of his child. Mas Honda went public, blasting Alicia for breaking up her family and calling her out in an open letter that's still floating around online. At the time, Mas Honda painted Alicia as the other woman who swooped in and shattered her marriage. Now, Alicia and Swizz tried to flip that narrative into something cleaner. They spent years spinning the story of their blended family, the vacations with Mas Honda, the co-parenting photo shoots, the book Alicia and Mas Honda even co-wrote about forgiveness. They packaged their love as this modern fairy tale where everyone grew, healed, and found peace. But not everybody bought it. For a lot of fans, those PR moves felt less like healing and more like damage control. And for the internet, those old scars never really went away. So when today's scandal with Lala Anthony exploded, people didn't just see it as fresh drama. They saw it as deja vu. The comment section filled with brutal reminders. Karma, don't miss. You lose him how you get him. And funny how Alicia was once the side chick. Now she's the wife fighting off one. The receipts were pulled. The timelines were revisited. And suddenly Alicia's carefully curated image of wifely devotion looked shaky under the weight of her own past. Because the cycle is painfully clear. Once upon a time, Alicia was the one Mas Honda accused of wrecking her home. And now, years later, Alicia is pointing her own finger at Lala for doing the exact same thing. To fans, it's not just scandal. It's full circle karma. Like Alicia is being forced to live the same heartbreak she once played a role in creating. And that's why the internet won't let this go. Because at this point, it doesn't feel like just gossip. It feels like history catching up. And just when people thought this was all talk and no receipts, whispers of actual paperwork hit the blogs. Rumors are swirling that Alicia has already spoken with divorce attorneys. Some even claiming a filing could be in motion behind the scenes. To make things even more explosive, leaked reports suggest that a paternity test may have been requested, which means Alicia isn't just dealing with the betrayal of her husband. She's questioning whether a child outside her marriage exists and whether Swizz has been lying about it all along. Now think about the whiplash. Just a few months ago, Alicia and Swizz were all over social media celebrating their anniversary, posting love notes, and putting on the perfect united front. They gave us the image of a marriage that was unshakable. But what if those glossy anniversary tributes were nothing more than smoke and mirrors? Public smiles covering private chaos? Fans are already speculating that Alicia may have known something wasn't right even then, but chose to smile for the cameras while quietly gathering her own receipts. Which makes this whole thing even more chilling. Was Alicia already bracing for the betrayal while the world thought she was living in bliss? And of course, no matter how many rumors of side chicks or mystery women float around, the internet keeps circling back to one name, Lala Anthony. Because let's be honest, if this marriage really crumbles, Lala is the one everybody is watching. Some fans are convinced she's been playing the long game, staying close enough to be seen, but never enough to be outright caught. Strategic posts, carefully timed appearances, and just the right amount of denial to keep people guessing. Was this coincidence, or was it chess? Did Lala know exactly how to move in silence, waiting for the cracks in Alicia's marriage to widen until she could slide into place as more than just the friend? And here's the kicker. If the paternity rumors are true, and if Alicia really does file for divorce, that leaves Lala standing right where Alicia once stood, a woman accused of being the side chick who turned into the main. And that possibility has fans shook because it's the ultimate full-circle plot twist. So now we're left with the story looping back on itself in the messiest way imaginable. Alicia Keys, once accused of being the other woman, now allegedly faces the same heartbreak from a woman in her own circle. Swizz Beatz, once celebrated for blending families, now potentially facing divorce court and paternity tests. And Lala Anthony, caught at the center of it all, either as the innocent friend caught in crossfire, or the quiet mastermind whose chessboard just came together. At this point, the big question is unavoidable. Is this karma finally coming for Alicia? Is it just ugly coincidence? Or has Lala been playing the long game all along? And this scandal is the checkmate moment she's been waiting for? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this isn't just a love triangle. It's a full-blown soap opera playing out in real time. And something tells me the messiest receipts haven't even surfaced yet.